our last topic, I had actually found an article, and sadly I wasn't able to recover it and get back to it. But the article was mentioning how it's cheaper to go to Disneyland, or was it Disney World?
Disneyland, because they said Anaheim. Anaheim has
Disneyland. So it's cheaper to go to Disneyland in Paris than it is in Anaheim here in California.
Yeah, everything's cheaper than California.
And running the numbers, like, I'm not gonna lie, within the article, and you said this exactly, is the person that made the article, they're trying to live lavish. They're trying to live bougie. So for the Anaheim, I'm gonna try and go based off memory, based off numbers. For Anaheim, they had gone for 3 days. 3, or was it 5?
I thought you said 5.
So 5, and the next one was 7, right? So they had put 5-day trip to the cheapest hotel nearby Anaheim, being...
It was on Disney's site.
It was, what was it, $350 a day, a night?
Yeah, $350 or $450.
Around there. So all in all, going in with tickets for Disneyland, for the hotel, and that's just the base coverage. No, not covering any extra meals or anything. Came out to about 4,700.
Yeah, it was 450 then. That'll make more better sense on the math. Yeah,
4,600 kind of.
Yeah.
So around there. And right now I'm just rounding up because I don't remember like the precise numbers. However, for Paris, they had selected a 7-day trip, 7-day adventure kind of thing, with tickets included and the hotel coming down to 2000 and so was it 2007, 2008 total? No. It was less than half. So it was 2,300, 2,200. Mm-hmm. And then we on our own side, we searched up how much the tickets were round trip there and back from LAX to Paris. Ranges max was 670, right? So realistically, to go to Paris and spend a week long trip at Disneyland, you're spending just about 6,900, almost 3,000. You're basically saving yourself 2,000, give or take, from going to Disneyland in Paris, than to go to Disneyland here in Anaheim. Now, that was our initial kind of conversation we wanted to go with, but then with the loss of the article and everything and not being able to refer everything, we did want to mention instead the price difference from Disneyland today to Disneyland 10 years ago. And that took us a little bit of time to research, a little bit of bouncing back and forth, different results. And it's actually quite, it's surprising. So back in 2010, a regular ticket was $3.50 with the, what was it? Average minimum wage was $1.25. Yeah, so it was $1.25 at the time at 2010.
I think it was just $1.
It was $1.25.
Because I remember when it was $1.75. That's what it was.
Nonetheless, right? So the way we thought about it was, okay, so back in 2010, you worked a part-time shift, 6 hours. That's paying you two, three different trips, right? But nowadays you have to work. How long did you say? You have to work a week, full week.
What was the one for today? Do you have that one still open or no?
What do you mean? So a bare.
Oh, dude, this right here is $1.
This was from 2010. That's what I was going off of.
Oh, my bad.
So, oh no, this is 1971.
That's what I'm saying.
This
We were
initial.
referencing 1971. Yeah, so 1971, it was $1.60, not $1.75. My bad. So it was $1.60, and then you said it was $3, right, for Disneyland ticket? In 1971?
$3.50.
$3.50. So yeah, I was basically saying that within within only about 2 hours, okay, 3 hours really of working, you can buy a trip to Disneyland.
Mm.
But versus what was the one for federal?
For
We said 10 years later, so we said 2000, right?
we had put 2021 as of last year.
Okay. Oh yeah. So federal minimum wage, it was 8.
So federal minimum wage for 2010 was 8.
Got it.
That's where you're getting the 8 from. So the
Average ticket today.
average ticket today, plain one ticket, no park hopping,
No parking.
just ticket alone, depending on the day, will range you from 104 to 120, 140. And that's just plain ticket, no park hopping, no park, nothing. All right. Now, minimum wage today, right? You have to work at least a week, give or take, just to get the one trip, the one bear trip. So, for us, it kind of just caught us. It hit us with curiosity, which is why we looked into it ourselves, and we wanted to see the difference between 10 years ago, back in 2010, and technically 11 years ago at this point, 2010 and last year's 2021, with prices of today being 22, and just also receiving that information of the initial pricing of Disneyland tickets back in 1971. Now, obviously, the economy and currency has been growing and changing ever since. So pricing has been different, because if you could imagine in today's time having pricing like before, like everything would be cheap. Everything, like you would be able to.
$100 would take you a long way.
Like I say, you could work for a week or two or for a month, travel all over the world for time. Like that'd be amazing. But then again, economy and money just doesn't work. It wouldn't even work out that way. But I don't know. It's just interesting seeing how back then, obviously, the other thing you could see it as is there wasn't as many rides, as many things you could enjoy. So it was understandable for the pricing to be at what it was, compared to now, where there's so many different rides, there's so many different attractions, there's like the food places, there's all these different things, to where you have all these different attractions that at some point, whether it's one thing or there's more, a customer will be attracted to it no matter what. Nowadays, you see a lot of people proposing there. Nowadays, you see a lot of people going and taking families, going on trips. And that's the other thing, as family trips then and now, right? Taking a casual family of 4, now you're looking at a hefty price. You're looking at, give or take 500 to 600 on just the bare basic ticket today. Back then, shoot, we said what?
I'll say you shoot a good $50. That's parking,
That's
gas, everything.
And that's what, weeks work.
Mm-hmm.
You've been chilling. But that's the thing. It's just
What do you think it is, though? You think it's Disney? You think it's California? You think it's the economy that makes this fluctuation in price?
I think it's.
I'm curious to see how much does Disney World tickets cost.
I think it's all three, actually, for me. Because obviously California.
All three collectively, but I think what do you think is the main factor, the main derivative of causing that price point? Because I kind of want to see Disney World and then Disney Paris again and see those tickets difference in price versus here in Anaheim. Because California alone is just very expensive. We're being honest, like it's expensive, dude. That's why I'm curious. Like, is it Disney? Disney, obviously, for sure, the most expensive thing. Just because they got so big and popular, it's like, we're charging a premium. Yeah,
it's like
it's
Apple.
a premium. Disney's a premium, no matter what.
It's like Apple. You're paying for the product. You're paying for that brand. You're going because of that brand.
Universal, Samsung, Disney's Apple.
yeah, basically, like how you want to see it. So yeah, and that's what I was gonna say is like Disneyland and California. I feel like both of them. To me, I feel like both of them are equally tied for that same reason. Because obviously, you want to come to California, you want to come down to LA because it's a tourist attraction. It brings people all over the world. But at the same time, just as it is with Apple, Disney is like you're paying for that brand, you're paying for that location. That's why it's such a tourist attraction. That's why there's so many different like attractions, so many different things you can do. That's why Disneyland at least caters for at least one thing each person. If they love rides, perfect. If they love walking around and seeing like sightseeing, perfect. If they want to make a great memory, perfect. There's so many different things that Disney provides. It's just, I feel like at that point you're paying for both Disney and California because of where it's located and the brand itself.
Yeah, no, location's key on that part for sure. Just because Disney's smart with their locations, they make sure they go to tourist sites. But at the same time, that's overpriced. I told you how much I spent, but that's because it was like a deal, really. SoCal residents Monday through Friday only. So obviously there's contingencies, but
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like Six Flags so far, out of all theme parks, has stayed the same on fair pricing. For sure. They've definitely stayed on fair pricing. Disney, they got cocky. They're like, yeah, put more money on it. Universal, I do think they gone up just a bit.
They're slowly getting
there. Yeah, but they're still not crazy expensive like Disney. But no, for sure, Six Flags, I think, is by far has stayed the most efficient to middle income / low income families to enjoy. Just it's obviously not attraction; it's more for rides.
Yeah, I mean, then personally speaking, like I haven't gone in more than 10+ years. So
to Disney or Six Flags?
To Disney.
Okay.
And to me, it's kind of like I haven't gone since then. I honestly don't remember my trip as a kid. So for me, it would be like a new experience. For me, it's kind of like don't know what to expect in the sense of going and being there. With Universals, I haven't gone in another 6-8 years. I'm not gonna lie, like I preferred Universals for the longest over Disneyland because of the pricing for Disneyland. And to me, because I am the kind of person like I love walking around, I love sightseeing, but at the same time I love rides. That's why I picked Six Flags to begin with, because I love getting on rides. So, but now it's kind of like I've had the pass for a year. Now, not much new. I've ridden everything that I'm able to, and I'm kind of like, okay, now I kind of want to move to something else. But I don't know. I just feel like for Disneyland, I would probably go with that same deal that you were talking about, just for the 3 days, and that's about it. See it for a year, and then not come back until like a few years later.
I was gonna say, what's the max you would spend / you think you would spend versus the average consumer for Disney trip? I'm not going to say the amount of days, just what's the max you would spend. And okay, if I'll put it certain days, let's just say 3 days. 3 days, for example, but any day of the week. 3 days, any day of the week. This is excluding hotel. This is simply Disney putting a ticket price. What is the max you would spend for those 3 days? That you would say this is overpriced, this is fair, and this is cheap.
3 days by myself. Fair. Honestly, I would probably give myself a budget between eight to 1,000, just for covering for tickets, place I'm gonna stay, food, any toys, gifts, whatever I want to get. Because Disneyland, it's like, here's all these different things you can get. Get as much as you want. Get as we have varieties of everything.
I'm not spending shit. Trust me.
No.
Trust me.
But that's the thing, and I know you. That's why, like, for myself, and I've told you, it was like,
you want to go get a lightsaber.
I want to go get a lightsaber. Yeah, like I want to have that experience of getting one. Pointless, thing to get. But to me, it's just like
in the moment. Yeah, why not?
In the moment, with what I grew up with, like to me, it's gonna kind of like rekindle what I felt and what I had as a kid. So for me, it's going to be a memory. But like that is why I'm giving myself that extra budget, because I know those are worth like those cost like hundreds. So it's like I have to give myself some sort of balance. Now that doesn't mean I'm gonna max it out. I'm gonna spend every penny, because that's also not what I do. I try to minimalize as much as I can. Go for the cheapest day, cheapest hotel, like.
Okay, so ticket price alone, what do you think is cheap, fair, and expensive? Ticket price alone.
For 3 days or
not
for
what
1
you're
day?
gonna spend, but ticket price alone for them to sell to you any day.
I know Disneyland doesn't go under the 100.
Okay, so
Cheapest, cheapest, and I'm saying with tax. So
okay,
all in all,
okay,
right?
yeah, cool.
So cheapest probably 125, middle 145, the most probably 160. I wouldn't.
You think 160 would be expensive for Disney
And,
ticket?
but shit,
We're about like probably a year and 2 months away from being 160 per ticket. It probably is 160. You said it's 160 right now, didn't you?
huh?
You said it was like 140, 160 right now?
For what?
A Disneyland ticket?
No, I was like, so lowest I found bear ticket and everything 104.
Okay.
104 on a weekend. Still bear ticket just on a weekend. It was like 128. But then it also comes down to, are you doing like within holidays? Like, is it a holiday time? Is it a weekend?
Are events going
Is
on?
it an event? Is there ticket sales, or is there some sort of deal going on? Like, all these factors take into place. But for me, for my own personal ticket, just one ticket, I don't think I would spend more than 150
Okay.
max. But even then, I still wouldn't want to get that high, because I know Universal's was also like, isn't it like 120, 130 last time you went?
I don't know, honestly. But, okay, what do you think the average person would spend on a Disneyland ticket that would be considered cheap, expensive, fair? I think the average person for cheap for Disneyland, I think they're willing to go cheap as 130. For fair, I think they're willing to go as moderate as 165. Expensive, I don't think they're going to consider expensive until it gets to $200.
I was gonna say, I don't think they'd get to expensive till it's like 210.
Yeah.
I would
yeah.
I would go through basically what you went through.
The two's got to be in the front.
230s,
For sure.
240s, 260, 270, and then 130, 140, 160, 170, and then 210, 220 at that point. Because then again, like, those people, like, either they're traveling, so they're already like, I want to go to Disney. I don't care what it is. I want to go to Disney.
Take my card.
Exactly, and that's the scary part. But that's where I feel like, for myself, that's what I would spend, and then for a normal consumer, what their budget would be.